One, two, three, four. Here we go. Hello, everybody. My myths, monsters, all sorts of folklore and legends. Sorry for the long wait. I was getting a lot of things ready and also panicking a little, but that's fine. Anyways, here I am. We have a special guest here. We got Cupid or Barry. Sorry,
Hi.
the player name. Anyways, hi Barry. How you doing, buddy?
Hi. You can call me either. I don't mind either way.
All right, cute. Boopid.
I'm booped now.
Yes, I'm gonna boop your nose. That's why. Boop. Anyways, hello everybody. We are here. We're doing another epic review. We are reviewing the Thunder Saga today. This is the first saga of Act Two, and is I don't know. A lot of people's top three's favorite sagas. I got a follow. Thank you so much for the follow. But yeah, and also yes, if you'd like to follow Cupid, I let's see. Yeah, you can follow him on Strawberry Summers is a safe. You can follow Barry at safe for work Strawberry Summers as well as other lewd ventures that he does, which is based. We love that. How are you doing? How you doing, Barry?
I'm excited. I'm ready. I am prepared to rate these songs.
Me too.
I'm
Me too.
actually listening to them on the down low
Yes.
right now.
Fair enough. Which song are you at?
Um, my personal favorite, um, until if I can take
Take
the
the suffering.
suffering
Okay.
from
All right. As
you.
long as you can still talk coherently, then we're good. Hello, Jay Crispy. Hello, Livis Wildcard. Hello, Entity. Uh. Anyways, we're gonna get ready to start. I don't know. I think everything here is accounted for. Yeah. This is to quickly just go, I guess go with opening thoughts. Yeah, this is the saga after the midpoint, so I think this had a lot of like expectations on it, and I think that it nailed it right out of the park. This is in my top three favorite sagas. I think it's really good. I think all of the songs are fairly consistent. There's like a lot of fun to be had as this is the midpoint of the musical basically, and a lot of shit goes down. And yes, the Thunder Rizzler, and yes, the appearance of Zeus is is like catastrophic in the best way possible. I love that. And the other songs are very fun. There's a lot of like good melodies and other things. I think it also does something which is hard because this is a lot of like different events like that happens in a short amount of time. Like there are a lot of disconnected seeming events, but this musical pulls them all together very well and like makes a through line which makes sense, which I think is done wonderfully. And this is like a great start to the new Odysseus, and this is a great end to Eurylochus with his character arc. I think this is a great saga. I have some problems with it, but I still think it's wonderful. What are your thoughts on this, Barry? What's your thoughts on this
Um,
saga?
Personally, this is one of my favorite, if not my favorite saga,
That's fair.
purely for the fact that the Siren song is catchy as heck.
Fair enough.
But
I mean, look, one of the reasons I love this saga is the final song, so I get it.
which song is that again? Just so
Thunder
everyone knows.
Thunderbringer. Yes.
That one is a very good song as well. I don't blame you. That
Yes.
is also one of my top songs.
Yeah, but yeah, what do you like about this saga? What do you don't? Like just a little basic summary before we get into the songs proper.
I've seen so many different animatics, but I love how they always have these sirens like shapeshift in
Mm-hmm.
some way. And I did love the touch of the people that used the biblically accurate like harpy type sirens, because those are in Greek and Roman mythology. The actual what sirens were, they weren't like mermaids.
Yeah, yeah, sirens were. It was due to mistranslation from I believe French monks. So yeah, you can blame the French for this, like a lot of things.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, I agree. This saga is great. It has some really great animatics, and yeah, we're gonna go into the songs proper. Are you ready, Barry? As ready as you'll ever be.
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, yes, sir. Got it. Okay. So, first, yep. So, first up is, oh, we got another follow. Thank you for Kaza got their account hacked. Thank you for the follow. Anyways, first up we have is Suffering. So, in this song, actually, technically, we don't know a lot of what's happening. So, we see supposedly Penelope talking to Odysseus, and Odysseus is happy to see her, is all like happy and cheery, and is Penelope wants him to get in the water, to see her because it's been so long. It's been like 12 years, and then Odysseus says, oh, I'll come in if you give me if you answer a question or two, and then he asks what's the best route to avoid Poseidon, and she says going through the lair of Scylla, and there's a bit of horror that goes over his face, and then they continue doing the usual shtick of like them singing back and forth to each other. It's a very okay. This song I think is really I think it's really interesting story wise because there are the animatics which spoil what's happening, but I personally like that the interpretation of it doesn't, because like within just the music itself, we really don't know what's happening. Like like you can tell something's up, obviously. Like the music in the background is like all weird and distorted, and like yeah, Odysseus being so cheery is an off put, and like not like crying seeing Penelope, like that's also an off put. So like obviously something's up, but to have the secret spoils a little, like I don't know, that's something that I don't like in all of this animatics. They're still fun. I like them, but I like when it's like there's a secret and we don't know until different piece. But yeah, I
I
really
do like very much. I
yeah.
agree when they sort of hide the fact that it's not actually the wife until like later on in the next song,
Yeah.
and then it's like ha
Yeah.
ha ha ha.
Yeah.
No, I knew you were evil the whole time. Fuck you.
Yeah, I don't know. I really like I don't know. I like how I don't know. I like the story of this song a lot because again, it gives you nothing, and like in a musical, this is the start of the second act. And the start of a second act of any musical, you reestablish what's going on, and you set a new status quo of like this is the new threat, because like example for Hamilton, as much as that musical is a little overplayed, like there's the song "What Did I Miss," where Jefferson comes back and he gets informed about what happened, that they won the war, but now Hamilton is treasury, and that he's now they got to prepare for a debate. It's like, okay, now it's like this is the new threat for Hamilton. That's what's set up. And within this, it does not do that whatsoever, and that's what I love about it. That like you don't know what's going on, and then the next song actually does. It sets that up, and I don't know. I don't know. I think that's really fun, and emotionally, like it being so emotionally distant, where it's like like it feels like there's a joke that everyone's in on that you don't know. Like again, everyone's just so happy, like like he's like because Penelope, fake Penelope's like you know don't you miss me, and he says more than you know. It's like, oh, like he does miss her. It's like there's something, again, there's something up and you don't know, and I love that. I love the instruments, how there's a marimba and kalimba for the for Penelope, which is not her instrument, her instrument does not show up at all, which I love. Another thing
I
is,
do
yeah.
I do like how in the second song after the siren song with the lighthearted singing, there's a bass with the drums, almost
Yeah.
like marching
Yeah.
drums.
Yeah,
Like
it's
an
mood whiplash.
army.
Yeah.
I thought that was a nice touch.
Yes, this is definitely mood whiplash. Even from the last song, because the last song, it's like, I'll become the monster. It's like, it's so intense. And now this song is like, oh, it's nice and cheery. And it's like, what the hell is going on? And
Yeah, it's definitely whiplash.
yes, and I think, this is the first song where you get to hear Penelope's voice actor, like, really sing. Because you heard a tiny little sliver of her in Keep Your Friends Close. But here it's
so
like...
enjoyable. Her
yeah.
voice is so clear
Yes.
and light and...
It's
I love it.
it's definitely like regal without being like lavish, which I really like. It's like, oh, it's like she's like a kind mother and like a queen. She's a queen, like, and I don't know. I like the lyrics. I like how like I don't know, like how avoidant like Odysseus is, but like still being like like still being there. He's still like he's still being nice though, which is so weird and jarring. And I also like the thematic cues of like I don't know, like at one point Sirenelope, which that's the fan name, she goes, he will chase you high and low, so find a place he'll never go, which that's the melody from the very first song of the musical.
Oh my gosh, I
yeah.
didn't even notice that.
Yeah,
that is
that's
such a good touch.
yeah, that's when Zeus is telling him like the baby will kill him. It's like he will burn your house and ground, like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like another prophecy / warning.
Yeah. Yeah,
Is that But now, tell me, is that melody repeated whenever there is a prophecy or sort of
Mm.
warning of some
It's
kind?
it is just a parallel. It is just a parallel between the first song of the first half and the first song of the second half. When a friend heard
Mhm.
of daughter, yeah, that's another fun lyric. It's like Telemachus transitioned, yeah. But yeah, another one's like, come play with me and our daughter. Like, yeah, that's a set off lyric, and yeah, there's other fun cues in this song. Like the setup of Scylla in a few songs later is nice, and I don't know. There's a lot of fun here. What do you like about this song, Barry? I've been talking a lot. What do you like?
Um, which song are we on
Yeah,
again?
again, suffering. I can take the
Suffering.
suffering from you. Yeah, we're talking about that one.
Mhm. I love the cutout little sort of gaspy breaths in the beginning of the song with the sirens. I don't know. It
Mm-hmm.
gives me like a very ethereal sort of otherworldly vibe, and I love that intro. It's one of my favorite intros in this whole series.
Yeah, yeah. It.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
go ahead.
No, no, you go ahead. I was just like agreeing. Like, yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Um, the little sort of upbeat notes of the piano in the background and the little maracas. Oh, it's so tasty in the snaps.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, it's.
personally, the only part that I don't like is, believe it or not, I wish there was more drums.
Yeah, I agree. I think like instrumentally it's very good. It's like it's very soft, which is so like jarring compared to the song before and the song after. And
It
I think
definitely is.
I think light drums would have been nice, like like a marching band drum, like you know.
Yes, yes. I do think that the juxtaposition of the light to dark is
Mm-hmm.
fitting. Like, I
Yeah,
think it's what they intended, but at the same time, if they added the drums with that impact, that um oh god, I'm drawing a blank on the word. Would it impact that specific tone?
I think it does because like there's certain this musical is really good about using instrument to like show tone and all that stuff because like Odysseus he has a nylon guitar like when he's like having a vulnerable moment and then he has an electric guitar when he's like feeling like ruthless and I think like that could work because like there are other characters that have that as well so I think and the drums are a very neutral instrument like no one really owns them they're in like a lot of songs in this musical so
Mm-hmm.
yeah uh yeah, I agree. I think my main problem with this song is I wish there was a little more of everything. Like for the most part, like I think I wish there was a little bit like like more like fun to be had with like the singing because the singing is good, but it feels like slightly standard on Odysseus's part while being fantastic for Sirenelope. And yeah, like you said, the instruments. I wish there was like a little more. Like I think yeah, a drum would have gone really hard, and I wish there was like a little bit more things referenced. Like I don't know. I wish there was
I
like maybe if there was a reference to monster, that would have been I think really fun because it's like I'm not a monster. It's like oh he's
That
lying. That
would
would
have
have been fun.
been so cute. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yes. Yeah. But yes, I'd still say that this song is very good, and I would happily rank it. I'd happily rank it in
I
A.
not gonna lie, Suffering is my favorite song, so I would put it in S tier, but that's
Fair.
just me.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment. I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to say about this song before we go off into different beast?
Hot women.
I Here, hold on. Hi, women. I agree. Yes, the motifs are very cool. I agree. Yes. But yeah, I really like this song. It's very fun. Yes. Next up is Different Beasts. In this song, at the end of Suffering, he says, "The things I do for you," and then he stabs her with, he gets her with an arrow or yeah, it's an arrow because it's like the pew, yeah,
Yeah.
and there's a guttural siren scream, and then Odysseus says, cut the charade, you're a siren, and while we were talking, your friends got snatched, and he basically monologues to them. Like, it's not exactly an aria, but it is like a recap. This is a recap song. This is the recap song of Act Two, where he says like we've been away from home for 12 years. Poseidon's on our tail, and you just gave us advice. And the like
This is like the sort of, haha, I'm bragging because I just tricked you.
yeah, Odysseus. Yeah, he definitely has an ego. That's very much present. And
He has a bad habit of bragging to people when he thinks he's won.
yeah, I think
And
Odysseus thinks
sometimes
he's
he
free of
has
like he's free of like bad things
consequences.
happening to him, consequences. Yeah, he's free. He thinks he's free of that, and that's one of his flaws. Yeah. Uh, sorry, you were saying.
No, go ahead.
All right, all right. I was just gonna say, yeah, he that's just one of his major flaws, and yeah, I don't know. But yeah, yes, he says all this to the sirens, and the sirens, they beg, they say, please let us go. And Odysseus is past that. He says, you wouldn't have spared me, and he orders his men to kill them all, and they do. Uh, and I don't know. I think this song is sick. I love the I don't know. I love the emotionality behind it. Like this, like again, this song is such mood whiplash from the last one, which I love. And like you can feel like how harsh he is, like when he says things like "cut off their tails." Like he's done. He's done playing the mercy card. It has failed him almost every step of the way, and he is just done. Because if he kills them now, they can't kill him later. And you
And
can
then chat to the mermaids, I
to
guess.
the sirens. They were gonna eat him. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
I don't want
Well, yeah.
like I feel sympathy for them, not empathy. Just want to
But
put that out
yeah,
there.
but like he literally just cut off their tails and threw them back in to drown slowly.
Whatever. I don't care. Odysseus would be high fiving me right now. Anyways,
You, Odysseus, high five.
yes, yeah. Anyways, but I love the emotionality. I love again the story of the song because again this is the setup song of Act Two, and this reestablishes the character arc he just went through and how much it has changed. And one thing I like about this song is that the sirens really don't show up in it. Like, they have a few lines. They have like the scream and the hiss and like Siren LP going, "What?" And then they try to beg and they scream at the end and that's it. Like mostly it's him monologuing to them. Like this is his song and he says, "I'm not letting you do anything to my men anymore." And I also love a detail, which is, at first the men go along with him. He says, yeah, like you said, like it's very militaristic, very dogmatic, where it's like, we are the man-made monsters. And then when he says cut off their tails, they say he is the man-made monster. It's like they are almost disgusted to be associated with him. So they're just talking about him now. And, there's, I don't know.
That is a really good touch.
Yeah,
I did
yeah.
not notice that at first.
Yeah, it's really good. I really like the I really like the callbacks in this song because there's like there's the instruments of the sirens. That's Polites' instrument, and the reason why is because the earwax is not making them like hypnotized, so they can only get so much information. So they understand this is an instrument of someone he cares about, and but they don't get Penelope's instrument because of the earwax. And they also there's also yeah, like you said, like the drums are like so downbeating and like it's contrasted with like the softness of the marimba and the kalimba, just and also like other things like the at the end when they say "Whoa, Odysseus," that's
I
from
like the sirens screaming in the background.
yes,
So,
that's really good sound design as well. Yeah, and the like
yes.
yes, and the whoa Odysseus that comes from Remember Them when they're like when they stab the Cyclops, and yeah, I also again the instruments are great and I don't know there's some fun lyrics to be had as well. What do you like about this song, Barry? I don't want to take the whole thing.
No, you're fine. I like listening to you to talk.
Yeah, well, I want to hear
Um,
you talk. You're my special guest, so go ahead. What do you like about this song?
I'm special.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I gotta re-listen to it low key because I like hearing it in the moment.
Yeah.
the sort of slow, methodic violin in the background, just carrying the tune along.
Mm-hmm.
In love with that. When they're singing about the beeswax and he's sort of explaining his thing, it's like it's in the background, just carrying the tune.
You mean like the ba ba da ba da like that?
Yeah.
That yeah, that's the marimba kalimba. Like there's no violins in these songs at all. Which
Really,
yeah,
I am bad at
no, you're fine.
identifying
It's
instruments.
okay. Like, again, it's fine. I think it's supposed to sound very like violin esque though, because again, they're trying to mimic Penelope, but they don't get it fully because of the beeswax, and thus it's the closest
Oh,
thing they
that
can
is
do.
neat. That is a neat touch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm learning things here.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great. Okay, what else do you like about the song before I like get into my like really one
There is,
criticism?
while they sort of builds and Odysseus sort of builds his rage, I hear this sort of chanting in the background. This
Whoa.
oh,
Yeah.
that
Whoa. Oh. Yeah.
no, it's not even
Oh.
that.
Oh.
It's a little bit earlier in the song at about 4:30,
I didn't even.
four
Oh.
thirty-five.
I didn't even notice that. Dang.
It's just this sort of, it's a holded note and it goes
Yeah.
oh.
I didn't even notice that. Hey, you're teaching me things too.
Well, I like that touch. It's sort of a good bass line. It's sort of like reminds me of the crowd sort of being like, oh, what the fuck? Sort of building that, oh shit, and then they're whispering to themselves.
Hmm.
That's what I imagine happening.
Yeah. And I don't know. Yeah, I think it's fun, most assuredly. Do you have any compliments to say before I give my one criticism of this song?
No, go for it.
Okay. So I have like two minor things, which is again, I wish there were slightly more thematic cues. I do like them using the monster. I think that's fun. I don't know. There's a lot of other things there. Again, I just wish there was slightly more. Maybe like tying back into some other things. Like I don't know. I think that could have been fun. Like and instrumentally again, I wish there's like slightly more. Maybe like slightly more electric guitar to show like yeah, this is Odysseus and he's fucking pissed. Like I think there's a little bit, but not a lot. The main thing I have a problem with, I think the lyrics are a little generic. Like they sing it really well, and I love the like chorus of like, we are the man-made monsters, we are the ones who conquer. Like that's really fun, but most of the other lyrics feel like very presentational, like oh this is what's happening, and like this is what happened to my, this is the plan I used to trick you. Like I don't know, it's just very like on the nose. That's like my one criticism.
So you want it to show instead of tell.
Yeah, yeah, and obviously, like it's lyrics, and they have to tell a little bit just due to the non-visual medium. But still, I wish there was like,
But you wish there was more like sound design.
yeah, I wish there was more metaphor. I guess a little bit, like I wish there was more like, I don't know, it like I wish there was just a little bit more to this like song lyrically, because it is just him being like, yeah, this is what's happened to us, and this is like this is how I duped you. Like it still works, and I think the singing is what like keeps it from like being like bad. Like I think the singing is great. But I wish there was more. And there's the occasional fun one, like the chorus, but again, it's just very on the nose. That's the only problem I really have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Still, I really do like this song, and I don't know. I think this is a good follow up to the song beforehand. Do you have any criticisms before we rank this song?
The first song really builds on the second song,
Mm-hmm.
but the second song wouldn't be as good without the first song.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like it's really standing on the other song's shoulders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I I think
I think it would be either low A or mid B.
yeah, I'm putting it at about mid B. I think it's really good, and there's a lot that I do like about it, and there's also some things I wish were just slightly better. Not like the worst thing ever. I think this is still very fun, but just some things, just a little tweaking. That's all, just a slight little bit. But yeah, you ready to talk about Scylla?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so yeah, this is okay. Scylla. So they go through the cave of Scylla, and Eurylochus goes up to him and says, "I opened the wing bag. I am sorry." And Odysseus, he's ruthless. He says, light up 6 torches, and then Scylla appears, and with her 6 heads, kills 6 of Odysseus's men, and you know, the yeah, and I don't know. The implication is that he did give one of like the torches to Eurylochus because he said, light up 6 torches. So theoretically, like, yeah,
I
you hold
think
one of them.
definitely intentional, by
Yeah,
the way.
yeah, and then
Definitely sort of a punishment fitting the crime. Like,
yeah, I I have more. Yeah, I have some things to say about like the nuance of this.
oh, go,
Yeah, yeah,
girl.
yeah. I will. But yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, 6 of the men get eaten, and then they just barely escape. The Yes, I think again emotionally this song is really sound. I think emotionally like the songs in this saga are great. Like I really like the like within this song specifically, like you can feel every ounce of regret from Eurylochus. Like I feel him like the forgive me is so genuine. It's not like he had nothing to gain from revealing this. He had nothing, and instead said like he said I opened the windbag, forgive me, and I think, and you can also feel like the silent kind of like I'm not mad, I'm disappointed anger from Odysseus, where he says, light up 6 torches. I really love that, and Scylla is terrifying. Like the build up to her is so terrifying. She's awe inspiring in terms of how scary she is. Like it really does feel like a horror movie. Uh, I love I love the story because Eurylochus, I think, is a great character within this musical. He's a terrible person. I think he makes some really shitty decisions, but like he's a great character. I love he's real, and he is like a scared guy who just wants to find some sort of certainty, and like he's found certainty within being within this army, but he questions it. He questions Odysseus, and Odysseus, I think he's in his right to be mad at this point because like yeah, of course you open the windbag, we could have been home. Of course he'd be fucking mad, and I don't know, like I don't know. I think this is great. This is like a great I don't know thing. Like this song is the last straw, and I love that. That this is the thing before the climax between those two fighting. It's really great, and I also think like instrumentally it's great. It's like it's so subdued at first, and then the fiddle coming in as well as like the synthetic like duplicated lyrics of Scylla as she like sings with her multiple heads is amazing. I think Scylla is a beautiful voice actor. Like her voice actor is so talented and like has so much like gravitas and like theatricality behind it. Like she's grand and I love that. And I don't know, like so I don't know. Some of the lyrics, especially from Scylla, is like, drown in your sorrow and fear. Like, they go really hard. And I love the ending
The
where it's,
harmony
yeah.
between Odysseus and Scylla is
We are the
beautiful.
same, you
Eerie,
and
evil, so good.
I. Yes. And yeah, there's a lot to love about this song. What do you like about this song, Barry?
I think, first of all, he sacrificed those men on purpose to appease Scylla.
Yeah.
Second of all, they deserved it. They fucking stabbed Odysseus in the back and opened that damn windbag. Like, fuck you. I would sacrifice you too if I'd been away from home that long.
Yeah. Yeah, like, this song does a good thing of, like, it justifies both viewpoints, I think. Because it's like, yeah, yeah, you feel sympathy for Eurylochus, and you also feel like, yeah, Odysseus, he would do this. It makes absolute sense he'd do this. He's ruthless. He doesn't give a shit. He just wants to be home. Of course he'd do this.
Yeah, like, honestly, I don't blame him. Like, he's been through enough. I mean, he did stab that Cyclops in the eye, but, like, and kill a baby, but,
Yeah,
like...
that, yeah, he had to,
He
otherwise...
had no choice.
Yeah.
God forced him to.
Yeah. Daddy Lightning forced him.
God.
Yeah, and... Yeah, and again, I think, I don't know, again, this musical is really good at, like, showing, like, yes, actions have consequences, and some things have to be done. Some things are necessary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, another thing I want to, I forgot to talk about, which is, yeah, I wanted to talk about, like different things, different, like, things that each saga does well, and within this one, I want to talk about, yeah, antagonists, villains, obstacles, threats, all the same thing, and I think this saga has the most out of any of them, and it does a great job. Like, I think the sirens are a great, like, starting threat, because it is a threat I think they could definitely fight. And then Scylla is shown as a threat that they cannot fight. that there's no way that they just have to escape, and like her, I don't know, like her villainy is so like instinctual feeling, and like the sirens, they feel like more human, and like the, like they try to at the end they try to persuade, they say, spare us please, but Scylla just does not give a shit. She has the power and she knows she can do it. I think this saga does great with villains. What do you think about the villains within this saga, like the monsters and the gods that showed up? Belly,
Oh my gosh. Sorry, I just totally got a headache.
you okay? You okay?
Anyways,
You
what were
okay,
you
bud?
saying?
You okay,
Yeah,
buddy?
I'm okay.
Okay, okay.
I'm okay.
All right. I was just saying, like, I think this saga, like, I wanted to talk about each saga does something well. I think this saga does a good job of showing, like, monsters slash gods as threats, like
I
antagonists, villains,
do. I
etc. Yeah. So,
I
yeah.
believe this saga does a really good job like showing off antagonists that are overwhelming forces.
Yes. And,
And
yeah. Keep going.
despite all odds, Odysseus still seems to find a way to pull through.
Yeah.
He's like a cockroach.
I mean, to a god, he
He
basically
can't
is.
die.
He basically is. This man gets out of so many scuffles, especially later in this saga, which we'll get to. But yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Anyways, yeah. What do you think about Scylla as a song? Like, what do you think? Like, what other
You
things
know,
did you
I've
like
never
about it?
really thought much of it. Like, it hasn't been one of my favorite songs. It didn't really catch my eye. But gotta say that intro bit with the viol, is it a
Yeah,
violin?
it's a fiddle, yeah, but yeah, stringed instrument.
It's a fiddle. Fiddle, string instrument, whatever. That beautiful intro really caught my eye this time around. And I wanted to say it's great building into that sort of booming, screaming voice of Scylla. It's gorgeous. Chef's kiss.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah, I think yeah. This song definitely has a lot of good build up. I think. Uh. Hold on. Sorry, I got a text from someone important.
It's
Yep.
okay.
Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So my purse has been found. Thankfully, it's at the it's at my job, which I will see tomorrow. Yippee. Okay. Anyways, yeah. Anyways, but yeah, I think this song, yeah, does great build up. I'd say the one thing this song doesn't do as well as other ones, I think, I like to call it thematic cues. It's like motifs that show up and like, different things like that. I think the song has like not that many of them, and I think you know, it stands mostly on its own, which I think is fine. This is an on its own song, and I respect it. But yeah, I do. I wish there was, more motifs. That would make it fun. Uh, yeah.
Can you point out some motifs
Uh,
or things you would like to see?
I guess within this song, I wish there was like maybe it would be interesting if we heard like Odysseus's like cunning motif, like da 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 da, like that shows up when he's planning something. So maybe like a softer version of that would have
Oh,
been
I think it'd
fun.
be cool to hear a more melodramatic
Yeah,
version.
yeah, a melodramatic version when like when he's like light up six torches. That would have been fun. Like to see like okay,
Light up
he's
six
planning
torches.
like oh he's planning something. Yeah, it's like da da
Yeah.
da 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 like really low. I think another
Ominous.
yeah,
Yeah.
it would be all very yeah ominous. I think I don't know like
Ooh,
I think
that cooks.
yeah I think also like maybe you know I think it would be interesting because in Puppeteer in the Cersei saga, like that's when Eurylochus says, let's cut our losses, let's not save the men, and then Odysseus says like, yeah, of course I want to leave, but I have to save them, and I think it would be fun if like that melody like showed up again, but it's dark. And it's like it shows like it's in like reverse. That would have been fun to show like Odysseus doesn't care about saving men. He just wants to get back to Penelope. He's selfish. He doesn't care anymore, which I would love
Yeah,
to see.
I want it also to be empathized at some point that his men are partially what made him like this.
Yeah, I think that would be I don't know.
Like,
Yeah. I
monsters are made by men.
yeah. I mean
And
and events, because I mean, really, the gods and the monsters in this musical, they're just circumstance put it into like into form.
Mhm.
Yeah, but yeah, as for this song, I don't know. I just wish there was a little more to like. Some lyrics are a little generic, and like again, I wish there was a little bit more instrumentally, but I still think this is a very good song. I would personally put it at like the back of B. That's where,
I agree.
yeah,
I agree.
it's still very good
I
though.
agree. I agree. I agree.
I agree. I agree. Okay. Anything else you want to say about this before we move on to Mutiny?
Um, mid song
Uh,
never caught my eye before.
Dang. Yeah.
Has baller string scene.
Yeah. True. Yeah. It's it's more in the middle by epic standards. I think every song is at least like good, and then I think the song is
Every no,
yeah.
I'm not. When I say they're mid, I'm not saying
Yeah.
they're bad. I'm just
Yeah.
saying it did not catch my eye
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
stand out.
That's fine. That's fine. That is absolutely fair.
Like honestly, I had a hard time hearing what Scylla was saying. Maybe that's because my audio was turned down a little, but it
It's just
still
yeah.
was pretty loud, and it just blurred together because of the music being so loud.
Yeah, it is a louder song because of all the like stuff that happens. It's intense. Anyways, yeah, we're we have I don't know. I guess if you have nothing else to say, do you want to go to Mutiny?
Yes.
Yes. So within this song, this is right after Scylla, and Eurylochus has had enough. He's calling out Odysseus. He says, like, you at every other moment you would have made a plan. Every other moment you would have saved our men, but you sacrificed 6 of them to Scylla. What do you have to say? And he just, like, say something. And he says, I can't. And they fight. They have a mutiny starts, and they fight, and then Eurylochus goes down. Odysseus is about to stab him, and then he gets stabbed by Paramedes, which is Paramedes shows up as a background voice sometimes, but he's just another one of the crew. And then the crew says, you've relied on wit, and then we died on it, and Eurylochus knocks him out. He wakes up. They're on an island of cows with the sun god statue, and Eurylochus he actually repeats a motif from Zeus, also in The Horse and the Infant, where it's like a mission to kill someone's son, a foe who won't run. He repeats that, this some island, the first one we found. But yeah, so they find an island with cows, and Eurylochus is like, I'm so hungry, I need these cows, and they're in a reversal of positions where Odysseus is begging, please don't tell me you're about to do what I think you'll do, and Eurylochus just caves in. He's so hungry, he's so tired, he just can't, and you know the men go along with him because the men are following Eurylochus, and then Eurylochus stabs the cow, and the sun god don't like that. And Odysseus manages to escape, and they row full speed ahead, but it's too late. And I love this song a lot. I think this is a really I think some things it does well. Again, story wise, it's great. I think this is a perfect climax to Eurylochus's character arc. It makes sense after all of this stuff that's happened to him and all of the poor choices he made. This leading up to this, he would be terrified. He'd be scared. He would be mutinous. Of course, that would happen. And then also, you side with Odysseus. This is a mutinous crew. They're being unwildly. Come on, we had to do this. Of course. I think they kind of reversed positions because at first, again, Odysseus was like, I'm going to save my men in Puppeteer. And then Eurylochus was like, let's cut our losses. And now they reversed places, which I love. And I think, Eurylochus, I think he gained some mercy because, he could have, in the mutiny, he could have killed Odysseus and he didn't. Because I think he still loves him to some degree because they're brothers in arms. And I don't know, I think the story is so dramatic and it's built up. I love all the thematic cues, the melodies being referential to different songs, Luck Runs Out, and I love the, again, how they reverse positions. I love the, I love how in this, Eurylochus gets shifting instruments throughout the musical, and in this one, he gets the electric guitar. He steals it from Odysseus because he's now in charge, and them saying full speed ahead at the end is okay, they're doing it in such a it's a scared notion. I don't know. I love the emotionality in this song. You can tell, Odysseus is so mad and pissed off, and he wants to go home. They should just fucking stop and follow his orders. And you also feel Eurylochus's like betrayal. He feels it, and I love the instruments. Like the electric guitar is so sudden in the first half, and then the second half, the piano is so terrifying along with the strings and the lyrics. Like I think they're a little jumbled for Eurylochus at first when he's like talking, but yeah, some of them are just so good. And like, some lines like, Odie, we're never gonna get to make it home. You know it's true. Like that, it's such a real line because you feel it from him. Like he believes it. He thinks like, man, we just gotta survive now, man. And I don't know. I just really like this song. It does a lot of good things. It has some like not as good parts, but what did you like about this song, if anything, Cupid?
The fight scene is so intense audio wise. I
Mm-hmm.
love it.
Mm-hmm.
With the guitar being stolen, it shows a transition of power.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of the crown of leader has been passed, even if it is temporary, and even if everyone technically does die. But spoilers, but I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we all know spoilers by this point.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do think that that one lyric, I'm not letting anyone get in my way, is noticeable.
Yes.
Because in the end, he did not let anyone, not even Poseidon himself, stop him, be it whether he needs to stab that man or not.
Yes. Like, yeah.
It just shows how desperate he is and how much of a simp he is for his wife.
Yeah, truly.
He loves his wife, guys.
Yeah, did you know that? Fun fact, Odysseus loves his wife in this musical.
Fun fact, he loves his wife.
Yeah, fun fact. Yeah, I agree. I love that. Like, yeah, the battle is so intense, and like, yeah, the transfer of power. And one thing I love, which is I think Eurylochus also, like, he has a fear of fear itself, and like I think also like Odysseus, he has a fear of consequence. And like when he stabs the cow, and then Odysseus says, you've doomed us, and he says, Captain, like he didn't call him captain before in this song at all, because like, okay, I'm done, you're not my captain anymore. But now he's like, I want the blame taken off of me, you're captain now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fact he still called him captain after everything means that he still considered him the captain in the end.
Yeah, like, and I think
even after all the betrayal.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
And that's just kind of sad.
Yeah, and he also kept him alive, so I think he was like, I still love you, but like, when we get home, if we get home, we're probably not gonna get home. Like, you're insane now. But yeah, and I don't know. I love the sound design, like at the end when like they stab the cow and it goes ha 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 ha. That's the danger motif, which is like, oh, danger's nearby. It's like, oh, Thunder Daddy coming. Like they fucked up.
Uh-oh, here comes danger.
Yep. But yeah, I really like this song. I think some things I don't like about it as much is like the opening bit with like Eurylochus being like, "Tell me you did not know that would happen." Like it's a little clunky, and I think like again, I wish there was a little bit more instruments. I think it would have been fun to see like, honestly, I think a battle of guitars would have been fun because Eurylochus in the very first song that he shows up in, which is Full Speed Ahead, he gets a bass as an instrument, and like he doesn't have one, quote unquote, besides like the crew backing his words up. But I think it would have been fun to see electric guitar versus bass, and bass comes out on top. That would have been fun. I
agree.
And yeah,
I think would be some badass.
Yeah, I think emotionally, I think it would be nice to see like, I don't know. Obviously, like the crew aren't really characters, but like it would have been nice to see a little bit of that. Like see like, I don't know, like we get Paramedes, which is nice. He's like, how are we supposed to trust you now? That's nice. I wish there was just slightly more of that. That would have been fun to see like more emotion from people. But yeah, I still think this song is really good, and I personally, I put it like about here. It's a little better than Suffering in my eyes, but that what do you think, Cupid? What do you think, Barry?
It's definitely not better than Suffering. I'm sorry.
That is my opinion.
I guess there's more plot or lore or whatever.
Me personally, what would you rank this song? Where would you rank it?
Lower B tier.
That's fair. I understand that. I respect that like placement. I don't know. What are some things you don't like about this song that like as much as others?
I don't know. It's just its whole point is not to be catchy. I
Mm.
don't know. Maybe I just like a catchy tune. Its
Mm-hmm.
whole point is to build the plot and move the story along. And it does a good job of doing that, but it's not a song that I'm going to go back to over and over and listen to whenever I'm
Mm.
bored.
That's.
It's not a
Mm-hmm.
song that I'm going to go out of my way to open up and listen to unless I'm listening to the entire thing.
Mm-hmm.
You
That
know?
that's
It's just not
understandable.
worthy of being a tier song.
That's understandable. I respect that criticism, and to a degree, I agree. Like, I think like lyrically and instrumentally, like the song isn't like as good as others. I think to some degree it's still catchy because it has familiar melodies. Because it has like the melodies of "Luck Runs Out" during certain parts. Like,
It does, but I don't know. Personally, it's just not my vibe.
that's fair. I respect that. Again,
You
I
put
think that's
it
a
in
very
wherever
fair
you want,
criticism.
though.
I think that's a very fair criticism that you've posed, and I respect that a lot. Uh, yeah. Anyways, are you ready? Anything else you want to say about the song, or are you ready to go to
I'm
Thunderbringer?
ready to go to Thunder, Thunder Daddy.
Yeah. Oh, you have things to say about this song. All right. Okay. So this is Thunderbringer. I'm just gonna preemptively rank this song, if that's okay. I'm just gonna put it right
Yeah,
there in
I
S,
agree.
right there
It,
in S.
yep, as where it goes.
Yep. Uh,
Oh,
yes. Okay. So what happens in this song is Zeus comes down and he monologues to himself and the crew about how their pride is their downfall, and he mocks Odysseus. He says, if I had to make you choose, you would choose to live instead of your crew, and then he does. He posts that. He says, someone has to die today, and you know who dies, you or your crew. And Odysseus says, please don't make me do this, and he's so worried, and the crew are chanting, and then he hears it, the voice of Penelope calling to him, and he knows that he must see her by any means. And
he loves his wife.
yes, he does. And the final interaction between people in this song is Eurylochus saying, Captain, I have to see her, but we'll die, I know. And then Zeus kills them, and to what happens to Odysseus, we don't know. And yeah, this song, oh, it does so many good things. Okay, first of all, instrumentally, I think his instrument is like the electronic brass, and yeah, I think the thunder is like a perfect like addition. Like it goes with the beat, which I think works. I love like the drums. I love the from like the background vocals. I love the electric guitar. How like this is an electric guitar. It felt like theatrical use. Whereas in this song, it's rock and roll. It is a rock and roll electric guitar,
It
and
is definitely.
yeah, or yeah, and again, another like, and there's some moments where it's a little rock and roll, but mostly it's like there's like it feels like very musical theater. It feels very theatrical, but in this one, it's very rock, and I love that. The beat is so good. I think Zeus's voice actor has such a perfect gravitas to his voice. It's very deep. Pride is a damsel in distress. The lyrics are really good. It's like they're very multi-layered. I love how at first he doesn't even mention the crew, and then in the second verses, he says, Odysseus, and he mentions them. I don't know. I love the acting on Eurylochus and Odysseus at the very end because it feels so real. Again, like you can feel the pain from Odysseus. Like he didn't want to do this. He really didn't want to, but he has to see his wife, and yeah, it's great. I love all the thematic references to other past songs. I think the like them singing when does a comet become a meteor, Penelope singing, and it's not even Penelope, it's a her singing the suffering melody, implying this isn't her, it's a fake version of her somehow, but she's singing I will take the suffering from you. I love you know I love like certain like things like that. I love the within this song, there's actually an organ, at the end, like that's playing during when Odysseus and Eurylochus are talking, and that's in reference to "No Longer You," that the prophecy is coming true, and
Oh my gosh, I hear it.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I yeah, and also there's and also story wise, like I think this is a perfect like endpoint where like it's been a while since a god has showed up. It's been a while since a major god has showed up. I'll say that much. Like Cersei's a minor goddess, but yeah, it's been a while since they encountered a god. It's been like okay, well that's I'm trying to like math it out right now. It's been 12 songs since they saw Poseidon, and they saw Cersei, but that like felt more like a reasonable god. But it's been 12 songs since they saw a threatening like major god, and here he is, and he makes his presence shown, and this is a beautiful like step in like Odysseus' character arc of like got like Zeus basically says prove it, you're monstrous, prove it, and like he
The sense
does.
of betrayal,
Yes,
like, oh, the
yes,
but we'll die.
I
I
know.
know.
Yeah, but he says it with
Oh,
sorrow. He says I know, like it's like he
he's
doesn't want
like,
to, but he does it. What do you like about this song, Barry? What do you like about it? I've been talking a lot. Go off, King.
the voice acting itself is delicious. You can
Mm-hmm.
hear the anguish
Mm-hmm.
in their voices.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
also love the touch of the organ, as you mentioned. That is beautiful. Um, I gotta say though,
Mm-hmm.
hold on, going back to the song.
Yeah, you finding any like small criticisms you have?
I'm looking through it right now, which is why.
Yeah.
Hold on,
Yeah.
because I was looking at specific parts.
Yeah. I saw a meme recently that was really funny. It was like someone just took the very first word of the song and it was just like Zeus covered in like ally like shirts and stuff and he said pride. Yeah, it was very
I just
funny.
want him in decked out in like pride gear from Target or some shit. I
I
feel like
I I
he's a
mean
white dad.
I mean to be fair, like a lot of his kids are very queer. Like Hermes definitely bisexual. Athena aro ace as fuck. I'm just saying.
Yeah, true.
Haha, I love
The
my
guitar in the
bisexual son.
beginning is really nice.
Yes. Yes.
And then, ugh, the way he sings that first line is so delicious.
Yes.
But
Yeah. He's
a
like,
little gay.
yeah, a little gay boy over here wanted to get together with his little thunder daddy. Uh, the, the, I think one thing I love, like, is the metaphors he uses, which, pride is a damsel in distress. And it's like, like, pride is someone just waiting to be, like, taken. And, like, like, he's taking their pride real hard.
He can take my pride any day.
Damn. I mean, if you're cool with him cheating on his wife, which I mean he's done a lot of, but
I mean, that's bad. He shouldn't.
uh, I'll say this much, which is that Poseidon's wife is cool with him being polyamorous, so you could go after him if you wanted.
Oh, well?
Yeah, he gets together with her woman, but she just doesn't care. She's just like whatever. Like Hera cares. Like she does not consent. But like
Sarah is monogamous.
Hera is definitely monogamous, and she's also like the goddess of marriage and like family and women. So I understand.
Zeus was built to be single, but has wife.
Yeah, but yes,
Meanwhile, Poseidon is, you know, you know which Poseidon I like, which is the one that has long black hair and is kind of greasy.
yes. So there's one. The artist you're talking about is Anna Flamma. They've made a lot of ones. They actually made one for the challenge recently. If you like that song, uh, that's Penelope's
I'm
song in
just
the
like,
Ithaca saga, where she's like, you know, like, uh, like the challenge I've arranged, but I know that da 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 da. That song.
mm-hmm.
Anna Flamma made one for Penelope, and they made her very milfy. Like she's old, but like she looked great.
As they should. At this point, she would be old and milky.
She'd be like 50 at the very minimum, or 45 at the minimum if you want to say like okay you left it as 25. But yeah,
She'd be milfing.
yeah, true.
We
Uh,
love a milf.
True. but yeah. Anyways, Thunderbringer. This is a great song. Uh, I don't know. I really love it. It's a perfect end to this saga, and the little
Have
piano
you
piece at the end is mwah, beautiful. Great.
did you pick up on the choir noises, the choir singing that is throughout almost the entire song, backing Zeus?
Yeah. It's really yeah. It shows like how heavenly he is or holy, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, S tier for this song. So fucking good.
S tier.
Anything else you want to say about this song or anything else in this saga you want to go over?
Um, no, but it's a good saga.
Yeah, it's a great saga. I guess we'll just rank it, and as a saga, I would put it at A tier. This is my third favorite epic saga. It's really good. It's really like some of the songs are catchy, and even like the not as good songs are still pretty good. They're still pretty good. And again, Thunderbringer highlight. I love the character arcs. I love everything, and I don't know. It just comes together really well, and I think like this is a really good saga after Underworld, because Underworld, like, that's the end of Act 1, which, that's a lot to follow up on, and this saga follows up on everything so perfectly, and despite the little flaws here and there, I still am really happy to listen to it. I love fucking Thunderbringer so much, and all the other songs are really good too. What are your thoughts on this saga, Cupid?
I think this saga is one of the better ones, if not my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Mainly because it has like thunder,
Mm-hmm.
but not only thunder, the siren song
Yeah, Suffering.
and suffering 2, suffering
Different
1,
beasts.
suffering 2.
Different beast. Jeez. Okay.
Suffering 1, suffering 2.
Suffering 2. Electric Boogaloo.
Suffering 2, electric boogaloo.
Let's cut the charade. You are no wife of mine. But yeah, yeah. Where would you rank it on a like S through D tier ranking?
I would say it is. I don't know if I would put it in S, but I would put it in the top of A tier, so
Yes.
above the other one.
Yeah. I would personally put it in near the top of A tier. I think there's some things where I think Troy does like a little bit more consistently. I think there's certain things that are like better as like the start of an act just to compare them, but I still think this saga is great and I love it a lot. Yeah. I don't know. Do you have any other I don't know, any other notes you want to say before we go and rate someone?
No, let's raid.
That's right. Yeah. I'm quite excited. I
Who
wonder
are
if
we
I'm still
gonna
signed in.
raid?
Okay, I'm signed in as me. Perfect. Okay. Alrighty. Let's see. Who should we raid? Is there anyone in particular you'd like me to raid? Uh, if
I
not,
want to see if
if
anyone I know is live.
if not, that's it's okay.
No one I know is live, so you can just
Alrighty.
raid whoever.
You know what? I will raid my friend Entity. I think you'd really like him. He's a sweetheart. He's really
Yeah.
he's really cool and queer. He's like I don't know. He's also a fan of Epic the Musical, and he actually reviewed Cyclops Saga with me. So we're gonna rate Entity.
Oh.
Before we go, special guest Cupid. Everybody go follow Strawberry Summers on so many things. Like so many different things. We got a Blue Sky. We got commissions. Go commission. Like some of the best art I've ever seen. My
Yeah, you
profile
can get
picture is
me to
made by
draw
him.
make me draw things. Make me
Yeah.
draw lore if you want.
Yeah, we got Fractured Fairy
love
Tales.
it.
I'm gonna add you on here in after stream. But yes, go follow
Okay.
Fractured Fairy Tales, including Cupid, who's one of the most wonderful members here. We have my model mama, who made my model that you see before me. This one. We have the very lovely art friends, including again Cupid and Grace, who've made these models for me. And yeah, if you'd like to follow me, I'm here on different social medias. Goodbye, all my myths, monsters, all sorts of folklore and legend. Thank you so much for showing up and taking care. Anything you want to say, Cupid, before we go?
Be gay, do crime. Bye.
Be gay, do crime. My thingy is not working, so I guess we're just gonna have to just wait for it to raid. Thank you, everybody. Bye bye. I love y'all. Y'all are great. Y'all are sexy beasts. Keep going at it. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Guys.
Yeah. uh, all right. I guess we're going now. Bye bye. Uh, hmm. Let's see. I get my monitor's being silly. Uh,